Hello, everybody,
Hi-yo!
and welcome to the Weird Science Comics video channel here on the YouTubes, and I'm going to be reviewing Suicide Squad number 6 right here in this video, and it's an issue that's written by Tom Taylor with art by Bruno Redondo. I love that team. They were the Injustice Boys, as I like to call them, right?
Sassy!
That is sassy, but this Suicide Squad book by Taylor and Redondo has been really good. It's not selling well. It hasn't since the start. It perplexes me. You end up having Tom Taylor add a fully new team, new characters that I do like, and also it ended up being able to have a Suicide Squad book with actual stakes where you could actually have characters get killed, die. So it was pretty crazy. Cavalier died at the beginning. I mean, Cavalier.
How dare you?
Ah, yes. R.I.P. Cavalier. But yeah, in this issue, you had a big reveal in the last one that the big person behind this Suicide Squad, this particular Suicide Squad, has been Ted Kord. That's crazy. Now, it was one of those things after what Bendis did with his event Leviathan shutting down all the organizations, that led into this series where you had Amanda Waller not even involved. She was let go. You ended up having this where a guy called Locke was in charge. Last issue, we had Deadshot kill Locke, then to reveal that Ted Kord was the big bad. With that, you then went off, and this is the path to this issue. You went off to the Flash Annual number 3, where it was a Boomerang story talking about how the team got away, what was going on, and they were heading towards Gotham. And we find out, and really, you get the idea, okay, they're heading towards Gotham because you need Batman to be in the book to increase sales. But Tom Taylor is good enough to make something out of this, and it is big. The team ends up getting rid of their brain bombs. They end up going to a Dr. Picot that Harley knows. She ends up doing a little brain salad surgery, right? Without any anesthetic. It's crazy, but also shows that characters like a Chaos Kitty there is badass. And now they are free of the brain bombs, which in my mind was the deal. You end up having the reveal of Ted Kord. Oh, I'm the one in charge. Now, he could just press buttons and kill them all now, but that's where I think we're going to see more of that Ted Kord, more of what's going on. We're not seeing the full story. Hopefully, he is on the up and is trying to save these people. And this group, besides Harley and Deadshot in this, they are the revolutionaries. Deadshot even says a little bit when Batman shows up, I think they stopped the war. I mean, I don't think that they're bad. They're pretty good. But yeah, you have the whole team. Bruno Redondo's art's great. I said back in the day with Injustice that I think that Bruno Redondo really does draw the classic versions and the best versions of each of these characters anytime he does get hold of them. And when he's allowed to do his own characters, then it's even better. You have some pretty cool characters in this book. The dialogue is great. Tom Taylor has a lot of humor. Well, we find out that Dr. Picot not only just got their brain bombs out, but must have just realized there's a bounty on the team, because she comes, oh, I did find an anesthetic. How about I give it to you? Like, that's like bubbly green stuff. That looks more like poison, which it is. And it doesn't realize that this team can read minds, hear heartbeats, know emotions, all these things. So they end up trying to get rid of her and trying to get out. Well, Batman, in the meantime, sees that there's this bounty on the team. He's going to get involved. In fact, he saves them, at least so that he can kind of figure out what is going on. When you have the team leaving this whole little facility that's just disgusting. I mean, they ended up doing brain surgery there where there was a dog, but they don't want to leave the dog. And this is like a Tom Taylor thing. He always has something that is going to get, the heartstrings, the feels. What this ends up being, though, is they end up giving Deadshot the dog, because one of the big things in this issue is the idea that the team finds out that Deadshot and Harley, they've been pardoned. They shouldn't be on the Suicide Squad. They have worked off their sentence, and so they should be free. Something that Batman gets thrown in his face by Deadshot as we go, and also as they do separate because they're going to be attacked by a bunch of assassins. Everybody wants this bounty. Batman shows up as well. But here is the deal where they find out you've been pardoned. This whole thing, you've kind of been a slave. You shouldn't have been in the Suicide Squad all this time. Now, Harley, this doesn't really matter to her. I think that she's just going to stay. Deadshot, though, the big thing with Deadshot, he has a daughter that he never gets to see. This means he can go see his daughter, something that does come into play when Batman comes. But that is a shocker. That is a thing like those jerks. So again, this isn't necessarily the Suicide Squad government-based thing. There's something more to it, something after Leviathan destroyed everything, including my interest in a lot of books, but also just the idea just the idea that this is not an up-and-up squad. Well, they do end up getting surrounded by assassins. They pretty much, okay, on 3, we're going to go out. We're going to go and attack them. Let's go down swinging, things like that. When they do end up going out, though, and you get Zebraman, too, which is cool because he has just been throughout this series in the background. He was the guy who was shielding off the leader, Locke, until he got killed. Now he's joined in, which is nice. And they go out. These assassins are already taken care of. And we've seen Batman is there to take these down. He doesn't want anybody to necessarily get killed, even though he thinks that the Suicide Squad does need to go back and get arrested, go back to Bel Rev, things like that. But he's not going to enjoy people just killing people in Gotham. And is pissed that the Suicide Squad is in Gotham, in his city, causing trouble. It is funny, though. And Harley, in this book, a lot of people tell me all the time they're sick of Harley. I love the way Tom Taylor plays Harley off. She is funny, but she also, it's like the funny, crazy Harley with a heart of gold. She's not necessarily good, bad, whatever, but she does care about the people who care about her and is pretty funny here. She ends up getting Batmaned by both Batman and the Suicide Squad members. And then you just have a fight. And again, I love the art. I also love the humor in this. And this book has a really good sense of humor that I think people should kind of get involved with. And check out right here, you have a Batman 66 fight. I mean, we have swish, pow, whack, boff, all those. It's so great. It's so fun to see that sort of thing. It ends up where Deadshot jumps in and tells the squad, you guys get out of here. I'll take care of Batman. Me and Batman will fight it out while you guys escape. And before, this does happen, though, because he ends up shooting Batman. They're like, did you kill Batman? He's like, nah, he'll be up. Okay, well, we have a couple minutes. You guys leave. And Harley has a little emotional moment, and it's not overdone. It's not crazy. They give Deadshot the dog because they say Batman won't shoot somebody who has a dog. Batman won't take you down. Just, do that. He won't shoot anybody anyway, but you know what I mean? He'll end up being nice if you have a dog. Harley says goodbye, and they run off as Wink, as they go, sees the Batmobile and thinks, maybe we can escape in that because she can teleport. And she does steal the Batmobile. They get out in the Batmobile, and you go and have this back and forth with Batman and Deadshot. Batman says, how dare you come into my city?
How dare you?
And Deadshot, I don't like your city. Your city sucks. I mean, it really does. Everybody knows this. I mean, really. And they start fighting. And again, it's a good fight. Yeah, it is a little bit of an extended deal after the fight we already had, things like that. But this is what they would do. Deadshot's going all out. He just wants to get out of there, leave Gotham, and go see his daughter. That's all he wants now that he realizes he's pardoned. He's a free man. Well, you end up where Batman's about to punch him right in the face. And truce, I'm holding a dog. And Batman does stop to talk to him. And this is the thing. If you've read a bunch of Batman, bunch of Deadshot, they have teamed up at points. What usually ends up happening is Batman always trusts Deadshot to do the right thing, at least while he's with him. Hey, no killing, no shooting, anything. And then by the end, Deadshot ends up doing that anyway, so that they end up, okay, we're still enemies. They go off. Usually these things, these team-ups, 99.9% of the time, it is Batman finding out something is wrong with Floyd's daughter, goes and gets Deadshot so that they can go and save her. So Batman does care. Batman does care about his daughter. Deadshot's daughter deserves a life that isn't entangled fully in the evil, villain thing of Deadshot. But yeah, he ends up, and I'm telling you, Deadshot's great in this. Really puts Batman in his place a couple times because I was pardoned. I didn't pardon you. Yeah, but you can't break the law. That's not how it works. The government has pardoned me. It's not up to you if you pardon me or not, Batman. I'm sorry, but that's not how the rules go. And so you go and they have this talk. And again, it goes with them arguing about what each of them are all about. Where, yeah, Batman, your daughter, she deserves more. You can't put her in danger. You got to do this. And Deadshot's like, tell the Robins that. I mean, really, at least Floyd's daughter hasn't been killed and had to be resurrected and become a villain. All these things that he says, what about your Robins? And Batman can't say anything about it. He's all bad. And it's funny when Batman gets put in his place like this. I really do enjoy it. Well, then they end where Batman goes and he doesn't disappear because his Batmobile's been stolen by Wink. And Deadshot thinks it's hilarious. He's like, I thought you disappeared by now. Yeah, somebody took the Batmobile. Oh, that was probably Wink. I don't understand. Like, nobody can steal the Batmobile. Yeah, well, she did. And then you get such a fun thing at the end where you have Deadshot. You want me to call you an Uber? And please, I want him to call him an Uber. I got to see that. But he's like, do you want me to call you an ambulance? And then poor Deadshot's like, I'm just trying to help you, jerk. And he's like, whatever, I'm out. And that's the end. Now, if you have read the news, I'm not going to fully, things aren't going to turn out very well for Deadshot in a couple issues. But he ends up having that dog with him now. I think that his love of that dog that he ends up getting, I think that's what's going to be his undoing. I think he's going to go back to try to save that dog from something, and it's going to end up really, really biting him in the butt. But I love this issue. I really do. And I love this series. I've been talking about it on the podcast a lot. I've been begging people to just give it a shot. It isn't exactly the most important book, but Tom Taylor seems to be dealing with the overall continuity, the whole thing with Leviathan ripping things apart, somebody coming in and possibly grabbing that Suicide Squad, be able to turn it into something of their own. Then I like these new characters, though I do want more of the new characters. You don't get a lot like Thylacine, even Chaos Kitty. I want more of them, but what we get from the whole team, I really do like. I love the interaction with Harley being that. Now with Deadshot leaving for, the time being, you end up having Harley, who I think will stay. I mean, you have to. You need somebody on the team to kind of get people involved. But Harley on the team, kind of as the kind of den mother, I like that sort of thing. Now, how is this going to react to the whole deal that's happening in the Joker world? We'll have to see if this is kind of a different time frame. I hope so, because I like Harley being like this elder statesman who's just nuts, but has, I said, a heart of gold and cares for everybody. I gave this a 9 out of 10 on the website. The art's great. The story is fun, and I like to have fun. I like times when I read a comic and smile. I don't get a lot of that anymore, and I think that it plays out really well, especially in an issue that you could be cynical and say you're just trying to get Batman involved to increase sales. But if you're going to do that, have some fun with it. Have it make some sense what's going on, brain bombs. Now they get to go off without the brain bombs, too, so that's big. With that, though, I kind of feel like this story, this run, will probably just be 2 trades up till issue 12, have a contained story, and then end with all the stuff maybe out of Death Metal and how things are going to reset, what is going to go on from there, and we'll see. But that is the deal there, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please subscribe to the channel, like it below, and check out the links that are all the Weird Science stuff, podcasts, websites, Weird Science, DC Comics, Marvel Comics, all that sort of thing. Also a Patreon to help us out with these videos and everything we do, plus get a lot of other shows in return. But thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening, and I'll talk to you later.